Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. In the last video we talked about some basic editing and modifying commands for AutoCAD. That includes all these commands. If you haven't watched the video, I would recommend go and watch the video, and by the end of the video I hope you will understand every single command that is mentioned here. Now in this video we will talk about status bar. Now what is status bar? Status bar is located at the bottom right corner of the AutoCAD, and as you see here there are several commands that we use in drawings to help our drawing accurate. So in this video we will talk each of these most commonly used in drawings one by one. So first of all there is model. Model means simply the space where you draw drawings on. What I'm doing is I'm just making random lines, or I'm drawing the object, and the black space you see on your screen, this is called the model space. This is where you can draw your drawings. Now if you press the model space, it will lead you to the paper, or we call it layout. Now we can use layout for printing out the design or drawing that we have made in AutoCAD model space. And also we can select the different paper sizes and the format that we want to save or send the drawing in. So for that we have to press Ctrl P, and you see there is name, there is, if you want to save your drawing in PDF, it's the as option, there is the paper sizes and a lot more options. We will go in details in the future videos. We go back and model space. So the next one is grid. You can also access grid by the shortcut key F7. So grid mode is basically the lines will appear, the grid lines will appear on the screen, and you can make drawings more accurately. The next thing is snap mode. Now if we go to its setting, you see there are grid snap, rectangular snap, or isometric snap, and then there is polar snap. First we will talk about grid snap, rectangular snap. Okay, now let me press 9. Now you see my cursor is following the blocks in the grid. This is called dynamic, or we can say grid snap. I can make lines and my cursor will follow the blocks in the grid. There you go. The next one is isometric snap. Isometric snap works exactly the same, but it is used for 3D models. Let me show you one. For example, I want to make a 3D cube, so I can simply turn this on and make a cube. As you can see, the patterns of the grids have changed after I selected the isometric, and I can just simply turn it off by using this rectangular snap. The next thing is polar snap. Now polar snap, you have to turn this option on, that is called polar tracking. Now let me show you some settings. Now you see polar spacing, polar distance. You can set distance of 10 or 20 meters or whatever you want to set, and let me show you what it does. So after selecting that, it will only draw a line for 20 meters, and this option I selected, this is basically polar tracking, and I can select different angles from it. So now I have selected 30 degrees and my distance was 20 meters. So it will automatically stop the cursor on 20 meters and on 30 degrees angle. So let me press this and make another line, and it will stop on 20 and 20 and then again 20 and 20. Now let me change the polar distance. I will put the value of 10, and here I will change the angle to 45, and I'll press the line command, and as you can see, now it is stopping on 10 meters with an angle of 45 degrees. So this is how you can use the polar mode. The next one is dynamic input. So you see, when I draw a rectangle or a circle, or let me turn this off, or let's say a line, there's this blue box following the line. This is called the dynamic input, and if I turn this off, there won't be any reading or measurements with the cursor. We always turn this on because it's very useful and easy to see the dimensions or the alignment of the lines. The next one is ortho. The shortcut key is F8. Ortho, simply draw your lines in a straight or 90-degree angle. So by ortho you can just draw lines straight with a 90-degree angle. Now this is polar tracking, as I showed you before. It will draw your line on an angle. Now you see, I can extend the line and it is not stopping on 10 because it was this option, the snap mode. In this option, polar tracking, I can extend the line wherever I want to, or I can also put the value, for example 100. I will press tab and I will press the angle of 45. So it will read my dimensions and apply on the drawing. See, 45 degrees, I can extend the line wherever I want to, and if I change the angle to, let's say, 5 degree, it will stop on every 5 degree angle before drawing the line. It will ask me where to stop or where to draw the line, and it will follow the 5 degree mark. And we can choose these degrees whichever suits us, and we can use it in the drawings. Now the next one is isometric draft. It is used in isometric drawings. You see, when I turn this on, it changed my grid pattern. If I turn this off, it will lead me to the normal grid pattern. Now it has left, top and right. So let me give you an example. Now before we drew a cube, here it is. Let me show you now how we can draw the cube easily and more efficiently by using this command. Let me turn this on, press the line command. Now I have selected the left plane, so we will draw only the, turn this also on, I will draw only the left side of the cube. It's the polar tracking and grid snap. Now it's fine. Let me draw only the left side of the cube. Here, here, here and here. now I can draw on this side, but to use this command I can just switch to the right plane, and you see the grid pattern has shifted to the right direction. So now I can easily draw the right side of the cube, and now the top part is remaining, and I will shift it to the top part, and I can easily draw the top part of the cube. So this is how we can use this command easily and more efficiently. Let me get out of it. Okay, so the next command is object snap tracking. Let me make a rectangle. Okay, turn it off first. Imagine you have the length of this line as 10 meters, this as 8 meters, and this you forgot the length of the line. And for this case you can use the reference line or tracking line, and turn it off first. And now you can see I am making another line, but I am still not sure whether I can place this line so it will be parallel to this line. So for that, let me turn this on. Let me go, let me turn the ortho on off also. Let me go to this point, and it will give me the tracking line. Let me change the angle also, for or a reference line for this object to be placed perpendicularly. So now I can easily close this box. Give you another example. We draw this line, turn this off, and this line. Now you can see I cannot track the line. It is not giving me any reference point. So after turning it on, I can go there and drag the line from here and press the line. So this is how you can use the tracking. The next one is 2D reference points. So upon clicking the object, you can see there are these small blocks, or if I use the line command, you see there is midpoint. This is called the nearest icon. This is the end point, and all these different icons. You can only access these when this command is turned on. So when it's turned off, we can not access any of these icons. It is very inaccurate for drawings. You always have to turn this on. It is very easy and reliable. And if we go to its option, you see there are many options. Endpoint, the point that was appearing here. Middle point, it's for circle. Let me show you. Let me draw a circle, and you see, let me turn it on, and there is the middle point, center point. And there is geometric center, node, quadrant, intersection. There are many options that you can use, whatever suits you. And this is how we can use this command, 2D reference points. This is quadrant, this is quadrant, this is the end point, this is the midpoint, and so on. So the next command is annotation scale of the current view. To use this command, we have to use some options. Let me turn the scale down, and we have to turn the annotation visibility and auto scale on. Now it is used for, let me draw a dimension first, and as you can see, the dimension that I made for this circle is very small. I cannot see it. So for that, to use this command, all you need to do is select the annotation or the dimension, go to annotate, go to standard and select the annotative icon. After that you can scale the annotation and its size, as you can see, is gradually increasing. So it is used for this purpose. Let me turn everything off. Okay, so the next command is the setting. You can access your different platforms from this setting. I have Autodesk Civil 3D 2022 and I can go to Civil 3D or other platforms by this shortcut command. Now this is isolate object and hide object. Let me show you. We do not use this in drawings very commonly, but let me show you. Select the rectangle, and if you want to isolate the rectangle, select it and select isolate objects. Now all the objects except the one you selected will be isolated, and if you want to end the isolation, you can just end the object isolation. And same thing goes with the hide. Select the rectangle and you can select the hide object, and only the selected object will be hidden, and for that end the object. Now this is you can use to increase the window of the Autodesk, and this is the setting or options icon for AutoCAD, where you can access all the commands for the status bar. Level coordinates, and coordinates will appear here. Infer constraints, its icon will appear here, and there are so many icons: line weight, 3D, units, and etc. You can access from here. The icon that I taught you in this video, these are the most used status bar commands that we used in our AutoCAD drawings. So this was all. I hope you understood the video and it will help you in your drawings. And in the next video we will talk about another topic of AutoCAD. Till then, practice by using these commands, and I would recommend to the new viewers to watch my previous videos for better understanding of the basic commands, modifying commands, and the commands of the status bar. So I will see you in the next video.